Hello. So Heimdall, the God's Eye, it's basically AI surveillance system. Um, so this is done by a team Dead Bytes. So Heimdall, the God's Eye is basically an AI surveillance system. So here are our problem statements. You might have come across in news that certain camera footages might get lost or tampered with or deleted. So certain maybe some authorities or hackers get into the system and they delete certain video footages. So how can we come across this problem? And here, firstly, the AI surveillance cameras are installed in a locality. So we use blockchain technology to secure this data. So how does this work? So AI surveillance cameras installed, they would detect accidents or any big law violations um, in the highways or something. And these AI surveillance cameras would capture these number plate numbers and all this information related to number plate numbers, like who owns the car and all these kind of information. And these certain informations are stored in blockchain. So these information cannot get tampered with. Also, the other data available in the cameras are stored in the cloud. Also, we would keep an audit log so that whoever tries to tampers with their login information and history would be saved. So this is how we could make the data more secure. Now, the second problem which we come across was that, especially India being a highly populated country, traffic is very high and accidents are also increasing every single day. So this site, Hindal the God's Eye, would give live footage, camera footages to people. So how does that work? Like camera footages, basically all not all the cameras footages would be available to the public, but certain cameras would be available to the public, so they would get an idea of the traffic scenario of a particular locality. Even though the authorities would have the full control over all the cameras, certain cameras would be available to the public as well. So before we get into that, Heimdall is basically a Norse mythology character. He is a god who is known to be watching everything. And the second thing about is this, that since AI cameras are installed, these cameras would give notification messages to people when they do any law breaking or they violate any rules, traffic rules or something. So they need to pay the fine. And we also have an option where the general public, they could just log into this, they could just get into this site and they could just log in over here, sign in option we have given, and they could just sign in and they could pay the fine. They could either do it with money, like using UPI, or they could do it in terms of blockchain money, blockchain currencies like Ethereum or anything. So that's basically how it works. And the other problem that we came across, like especially students who have to move across places after they stay in hostel and go to their home village, bus timings are something that makes us annoyed a lot. So these AI cameras will be able to detect the location of buses and predict the timings of bus arrivals at a particular stop. So this is how basically Heimdall works. We could see reviews over here. Yeah, and here's the footer. We've given an animation over here of a car moving. Over here is the sign in button where you could just sign in.